Okay, so the Yankees have enough, right? We got some good news on Nestor Cortes, which is fantastic. But losing Frankie Montas likely for the season is still a tough blow for the Yankees. So they don't have the prospect depth at the highest levels to easily withstand that. So I mean, if Matt Crook can be in there, or if Luis Hill gets back at some point, can give some innings and whatnot. But there are two players that one is available, one might be available, and we've talked about these guys before. Number one is Trevor Bauer. Okay. Former Cy Young Award winner, recent Cy Young Award winner, but that can be had on the league minimum because the Dodgers are paying his entire 2023 guaranteed salary of 20-something million. So nobody is going to be responsible for any of that. You just have to pay the league minimum of whatever that is, $700,000. And if it doesn't work out, you move on. Okay? So you can get a former Cy Young Award winner on the cheap. But it comes likely with baggage and headaches. You just don't know. But, it's different than signing somebody for like $20 million and then that turning into a disaster. And we already have that on the team, so we don't need that, okay? We don't need that. So, and then obviously Corbin Burnes, another former Cy Young Award more recently, who is basically very unhappy, and it sounds like he might be, wanting out of Milwaukee. He's very disappointed in how they treated him during the arbitration hearing, when they beat him in the arbitration hearing, and how they went public on certain things, and gave disclosed information that he didn't want them to disclose, and it's kind of reminiscent of the Judge Cashman situation. But Cashman's not also the one that he's not the one that leaked the Judge request either. Someone else did. But it is what it is. But you can have a Cy Young Award winner, but the flip side to that is the cost is going to be more than Luis Castillo got from the Mariners because this guy's won a Cy Young Award. Castillo has not. So you're going to have to say goodbye to Volpe and quite a few of those guys if you want to get this guy. I can't see a scenario where they would get him for less. So the question remains, do you take a flyer on Trevor Bauer? I know a lot of people we've talked about this, right? And there's a lot of question marks, but is it worth the risk? Or do you go for the more guaranteed producer but pay the haul to get him? They didn't pay the haul for Castillo, and they offered a haul for Soto, but got rejected. So is the appetite there for the right piece? And again, if they do that, will they extend him? I mean, what's the point of giving up a haul if you're not going to sign a guy to an extension as well? So I want to know what you think, gang. Okay, let's talk about this. We'll talk about this a little bit on the live stream too, on Saturday, 9:30 p.m. So I hope you subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content enough for regular Yankee updates and news, also and for live streams and whatever else. But Bauer or Burnes is the question for the day. Bauer or Burnes. And I'm happy to see Cortes working his way back from his injury, but they still need another guy. Okay, I would keep an eye out on Matt Crook. We've talked about him as well. And I said he's the only Yankee prospect that's thrown 100 innings last year that hasn't been traded. So he's the guy in the farm right now. Luis Hill's still coming back from Tommy John. You just don't know what to expect when guys come back from Tommy John. Crook also pitched from the left-handed side. He's got good stats. He can get dudes out. So he's got good command as well. But, talking about Corbin Burnes here. And could you imagine having Cole and Rodon and then Corbin Burnes? Especially if they somehow don't bring back Luis Severino if he has a good year, because he's going to get paid as well. If he has a good year, and I think he's motivated to put himself in a position to do that, he'll be one of these highly paid pitchers too. So the flip side. So what do the Yankees do? Do they try to bring back Severino? Do they go after a proven super ace like Corbin Burnes? That's the question. I want to know what you think. Load up the comments. We'll continue to talk about it. But that seems to be the situation that's presenting itself, at least in my eyes. And again, Corbin Burnes hasn't been made available yet. He hadn't asked for a trade just yet like Brian Reynolds has. So that's still things to be worked out there. But he's clearly unhappy. He made it public yesterday, okay, in a video, and he talked about it. And so it sounds as if sooner than later he'll probably be out of Milwaukee. But do we know when? No. So that's the other question. But give me your insights, gang. Let's talk about it. Talk to you later.